Hey Cancer, this is your May 2023 tarot reading. Let's get into it. Oops. Oh, yeah. I can't help but feel like there's some sort of enterprise, a success in an enterprise maybe coming through for some of you. There is also a world leader that may be being brought into the spotlight in terms of their some boundaries being set up for them or by them. At the current moment, you're protecting how you feel about something because you're not sure how somebody else is seeing a situation. This could be that you're nervous because somebody holds some authority in a situation. You might be thinking that your self-worth might be coming into consideration here, or might be the reason why you can't really seem to move forward in regards to something having to do with being a leader in some regard, or getting the getting the ear of somebody who's some sort of authority. This could be a father figure as well. Maybe you feel like you're not being listened to in some regard, or that you don't know how to make a decision in regards to your father in some sort of way. Mentally, you are not. You're feeling like you're trapped, like you're unable to see your way through something. You feel very blocked in terms of your intuitive abilities at this time in regards to this specific situation. There's fears and doubts that are kind of creeping into your mind, and it's kind of putting you in a place of no movement at all in regards to this situation. I see that in the past you had come out of some kind of troubling time. I don't know if you and your family had um, left behind some tumultuous um, kind of troubles in order to start a new beginning. But there was something that was really kind of causing you strife in the past, and now maybe war. Um, you could be a refugee, or um, there was some sort of situation that felt like a war and a battle, and maybe somebody lost, and so therefore people are moving in the past. They're moving away from some kind of troubles. This could have been from some sort of divorce, and then a move, or this could have been a fire, some sort of um, mishap or world natural disaster, something emotionally or mentally caused you some strife and conflict, and you in the past made the decision to move out of that and try to find a new, cleaner slate somewhere else. Now, this emperor can be a boss as well, so this can be somebody who's in charge, and you having a hard time opening up to this person, or you're on the defense with this person in some sort of way because you don't really understand where they're coming from and how they handle situations. Or you might feel targeted by this person in some sort of way, like they give you a hard time on purpose. But you don't feel like you can get yourself completely out of a situation. It's like you might not know where you're going. You might have made a move in some sort of way, and now you're unable to, you're still not finding the clarity that you need to be able to move on with your life in some sort of way. Um, I see that you get the clarity that you need in the future. And I also see that you might not be seeing that there's some sort of new prospects coming on the horizon. You're unaware of that there's some abundance that's going to be starting up in your life in some sort of way, an opportunity to make more money, or an opportunity to gain more resources, and or a new job, a new relationship. Maybe you think you can't see your way out of this situation right now, but things get better. Your advice is to be intimate with your emotions. Get in touch with your emotions again. In regards to this situation, maybe remembering the fond memories before the challenges of the past. There's some sort of, is to think back. Your advice is to think back and remember the good times, or remember, go back to a time when you were a child and there was an innocence to you. There was this newfound, like, caring and sharing kind of element of experience. This also can be about memories of childhood that are not the best, that have caused us some kind of conflict or strife mentally. It's saying that there is some sort of goodness that can come out of the past if you kind of look for it. Maybe there was a special memory, or you remember the way things were before the big catastrophic event that happened, or you're remembering the times that you had good in that zone before it was taken away from you, or you had to leave it. Um, this is also about being afraid of becoming a father, or there's some sort of decision that has to be made as an authority or a father figure in regards to children as well. Maybe you're deciding to move because you're having a baby now with your partner, and it's time to kind of move into a more brighter area, more fun, like more country kind of living, or but you're thinking that you're stuck somewhere. In the past, you moved somewhere, maybe it didn't work out exactly the way you wanted it to. Um, there is some sort of decision that is presently being kind of taken into consideration by a father figure or somebody who is an authority of the law, potentially, because it is, I have a lot of swords here. So you might have gotten in trouble with the law before. You were in trouble quite a bit, and now you've moved out of that kind of phase of your life, and you're thinking that you don't know how to move forward in some sort of way. I do have the Five of Swords here too. So other people have seen you as like kind of winning a losing battle. There's some sort of conflict that arose, and you might have come out on top of the situation. Um, Maybe you didn't, though. Maybe other people won and they feel like they bested you, but in reality, um, nobody really won in this situation because there was a loss for somebody, and you know, whatever conflict made somebody have to move on with their life and kind of start over. The clarity that comes in the future is what makes me feel like you're being seen in a better light by other people. Maybe they're seeing you as the underdog in some sort of way now. Um, there's potential for growth for you in the future. Your advice is to share how you feel with others, to express your emotions in an innocent and honest, true to your nature way, um, to get more intimate in terms of your emotional world and sharing that with others. Your advice might literally be to give somebody a gift or a peace offering of some sort. Other people might see you as somebody that defeated them, and they might not be as warm at first, but this might break the ice, is what I'm thinking. Or there's something here about there was a competition of some kind or an argument of some kind, and you won out, and now you feel bad because the other person is not doing so well or sad or something, and there's a remembering of the good times of childhood as well. This is remembering what, the good times we shared with our siblings and our childhood friends. And so this person could be a sibling or a childhood friend. It could be about their father, or it could be about being in control of the situation. Somebody wants to be in control of the situation all the time, and um, sometimes I think it's just like a letting somebody win, maybe in a small way, in order to keep the peace, or there's some sort of being the bigger person in this situation. you're hoping that the truth will come out, that things will be clarified, and that you can start over on a new slate, um, with everybody being on the same page. You might be fearing that this truth might hurt somebody else, or your truth might hurt somebody else. All in all, I see like this spotlight being shined on any kind of confusing elements in an emotional situation. So if you've been feeling like a lot of stress and strain and confusion in terms of your career, or in terms of your reputation being kind of muddled by um, this situation in some sort of way, I see that that's kind of there's something there's warmth being brought to the situation. There's an evaporation of any kind of confusing muddledness, and there's an ability to um, dig deep into understanding what was so confusing about the situation, or the emotional um, components that were involved in the situation. This is like the big reveal of something in your career as well, or a surprise. Um, this is getting something under a good light so you can see what exactly it is, if it's real, if it's not real. Um, the sun exposes any imperfections, so you're really analyzing your options at this time. Um, you might find them all really nice at first, in regards to, love offers, or emotional connections to career or reputation in some sort of way that are being exploited. Maybe there's an exploitation here as well. There's like somebody doing something for the sake of talking about it, or making it taboo, or something, and there's like light being brought to that confusion or whatever misinformation there was in regards to this, and the truth coming out in regards to a situation, and that were other variables involved, and there's potentially um, a lot of different emotional components or people that were involved in this situation. This is also dreams. So this is a dream career, or a career in the arts of illusion. It can be anything from being a magician to being a makeup artist to um, working in film. There is some sort of spotlight on some sort of illusion. There's a truth and light and clarity being brought to something that was not easily seen before. So just like the sun can like make us see things that we didn't want to see before, it can also make things more beautiful. It can wash out imperfections if it's too bright. There's some news that comes in that helps clarify a situation in the end of all of this, having to do with this authority figure in your life and making a decision about something, or not being able to open up to um, this person about what you're thinking, or that you feel trapped in some sort of way, or that you're having some mental struggles at this time over some past events. Whatever news comes in, it could come in from an association, an associate, or a friend in one of your friend circles. A child could also be bringing you this information, a young person. This is also a reputation for storytelling, um, through a child communicating. So a child might have the reputation of being living in a world of fantasy more than reality. Um, Somebody has a reputation for being um, a little bit aloof, maybe not being grounded. It's a very airy and watery kind of energy. And so the sun is like that very grounding kind of expressive. It's like a creative way of expressing things that we've gone through that we emotionally cannot understand. So that would be why this manifestation occurred, or why this behavior is happening. If you are a specialist that works with children who have been, or people who have been through struggle in the past, they have trauma of some kind, you might be trying to figure out how you can move forward and help a specific case, a specific person. And I see there being clarity and a figuring out of what's going on with the situation in terms of this grounding versus trying to find a more practical approach in some sort of way, or trying to get somebody a little bit more down to earth in order to understand their behavior and be able to manifest the life that they want, that they desire. This is also a reputation for shopping, so this could be like a shopaholic kind of like mentality of like, ooh, like sparkly things. A reputation for being flashy and aesthetic and eye catching. You might go shopping for somebody that you've had an argument with in the past and get them a gift. I think I said that already. Protecting your emotions and figuring out how to get in control of them as well can come into play here. All right, Cancer, let's see. Let's go through the houses. So the physical body, the eyes, and the information that is being brought in from the eyes. So you might want to go get checked for your eye health. Um, you might need to update a prescription for glasses or contacts. You might need to have, anything from LASIK to, um, there's something here about eye health and checking in with the visual processing of the head. An authority might give you resources to help you understand better or to make better decisions in regards to something to do with your health or your physical body as well. You might also be getting some kind of glasses, some kind of sunglasses or specialty glasses for a type of job that you do in order to protect your eyes better. There might be some sort of managing of resources coming in from an authority figure. So somebody might be managing resources for you, or you might be managing resources for somebody else. You might take on the bills at doing the billing and paying of the bills for an older relative that's a father figure. Um, Maybe they feel like they're restricted in some sort of way, or their memory might be challenged at this time for whatever reason. There is some sort of inability to move forward in the mental space, and there is a nostalgia. The advice is to remember the past, so maybe short term memory is affected, but long term memory is not in this case. You might be stuck somewhere in traffic in your local area, held up for quite a bit of time during this month period. There might be some kind of work going on or some sort of issue with being held up in a place, like maybe like um, an elevator breaks and you get stuck in it, for example, and you're kind of held up there for a little bit. There's also this anxiety that might be affecting you from getting out in the world and your environment to experience your local community, or you might feel restricted in some sort of way. Um, Maybe if you're somebody who deals with a disability of some kind, maybe it's a little bit more daunting for you to go out and deal with day to day, like errands in your local area, short trips around town. You might feel like you're stuck and not able to do these short trips around town very much this period, for whatever reason. You also might feel like your mental health is not as good, and you might be kind of feeling a little claustrophobic as well. Your cousin, brother, sister could also be experiencing something like this and talking to you about it. There is some sort of new beginning financially, tangibly with the home and family. So either it's a child is being born, or there is this new financial plans to add on to the home or to start something new at the home. There could be a new business from home. Maybe that's why you're feeling stuck in, because you've started a new home business and you feel like you have to do a lot at home now and you're not able to go out as much just in this present time because you have to be and manage. You're like what you're protecting yourself from you're trying to be logical, make logical decisions that are the best for your business or the best for all involved in the situation or your family. um, and so there's this kind of push and pull to, you desire to go out and be a little bit more free, and it's just having a hard time getting the time for that, getting the freedom away from your responsibilities. There is this vacation that is on the horizon for you. When I see the Six of Swords across from the sun, it's like somebody is taking a cruise, or they're going to the beach, they are going on a boat. There's something nice that's in the leisurely sector of your chart. Fun and games and sports and etc., gambling ventures. So this is like a vacation that I see coming in the near future. Maybe you started planning it in the past and you didn't know how you were going to be able to get it off the ground or go, and finally something works out and it does happen. So there might have been restrictions as well in the past when you went to do this, and so therefore traveling was not um, so easy. Um, and now things will be much easier. So also, this is kind of romantically coming out of a challenging time and into a more peaceful time. Maybe your partner was going through something that affected their physical health in some sort of way, and they weren't able to be as physically intimate with you or express, um, or yeah, just share, they just weren't feeling so great. But now things clear up in the near future and things are much more better and more vital, and there's more energy involved in the situation. Work seems like it's going to be going pretty well. You're going to have pretty big successes in your day-to-day routine, in your with your children, with your work. Um, there may be some sort of creativity that comes into the work sphere and your day-to-day routine that helps you to express yourself better. Um, your health will be better. You'll have more energy. Just being happy and successful in terms of your day-to-day routine and your health and your work life. Pets will also be healthy and doing good. I think when the sun comes back, if you're in the northern hemisphere, when the sun comes back, everything kind of just gets a little boost, right? So it's like just giving yourself a little bit of a boost coming into spring. There is some sort of development of a photo here, or some sort of picture that is taking a happy memory that will come in with a partner, or maybe your boss's kids, or you take a picture of your client's kids when you're out to lunch or something. There's some sort of photo that is taken here from the past as well. So it could be like somebody who's in a relationship with you shows you a photo of them when they were a child, or and it's a really cute photo, or there's some sort of significance to this memory that you were like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. There's a sharing of that moment with each other here. So there. Oh, this is a strange one. There's a photo potentially of something that happened in war, or of a war that is during a time of crisis. There was a photo that is taken, and you might be getting, someone might share this with you, or you might get this through inheritance. The conflict comes in terms of shared resources and finances. So maybe there's a battle for inheritance. There's some sort of arguments in terms of what other people have and what's rightfully yours, and somebody be playing a little bit dirty during a time of crisis, or there being like that. I mean, I think that this is like the looting kind of scenario. I don't have the Seven of Swords here, but it just feels like there's somebody taking advantage of something that's not the norm. There's challenge, and then somebody comes in like a vulture to kind of pick away at whatever they can, whatever's left. So if this is a photo that you've wanted, that's been in your family, it could be a photo of a grandfather, grandmother, great grandfather who was in the war, or something. It's like their official picture. Um, there could be a lot of like back and forth fighting over who gets what. Yeah, and the Two of Swords here in the present is like you're holding on to something for kind of like dear life. You're like protecting something or hiding something from view from somebody as well. So there's this kind of a cherishing of something, but not being able to see something anymore. So there could be you've lost a father in the past, and now you have something that was his, and you want to hold on to it for a while. You'll appreciate it and keep it and cherish it. There's this. The eighth house is spiritual warfare as well. When it comes to the Five of Swords in the eighth house, occult weaponry. I feel like protection is a big thing now if you're into that sort of thing. Boundaries and protecting ourselves. I feel like there's also like a grounding here in terms of like restricting. So like you could have gotten in trouble with a parental figure or a or a an authority figure of some kind, and now you're on like probation. There's some sort of probationary thing. There could be some incoming information or conflict that has to do with debt as well. So it seems like somebody somebody wins something, but then there's something they have to give up. Um, they lose like their credit score or they lose their thing, but they there's something here that like it's a lose lose situation, but somebody makes out just slightly better in terms of one avenue. So something like that. You're hoping that the truth will be shown in a situation, or truth will prevail. And also, there's some spiritual beliefs or true, there's some truth in belief here. So there's like victory in abundance. There's um, a lucky win, successful ideas coming in that are expanding or growing. Um, I keep hearing crown of success for this placement. Spreading the word as well. This is getting an idea and getting it out there. So the internet, even writing a paper on publishing a book. This could have to do with spiritual kind of um, belief systems, legalities, law. There's some sort of writing and publishing here, or making formal and spreading the word about something, getting something out there, growing upon an idea or a concept, the philosophy, writing down your own personal truth and philosophies. So this could be like diary keeping, anything from diary keeping to lawmaking. Um, you're going to be seen as somebody that might be a little bit shallow in terms of your career or reputation. um, Maybe they think that you're a little bit easily distracted as well. You might be a little squirrely to people. Um, Maybe they think they can get one over on you because of this sort of thing. Um, that you don't have sustenance, but I don't think that's true. I think that you just have an exterior, a protective boundary. Cancers typically do have that. That's your thing. So there's this kind of what you see isn't really what you get, or there's also maybe you work in a type of field where there's a surprise inside, like a truffle, or there's some sort of you produce something that's a mystery box, or there's some sort of magic trick kind of quality to this. Um, this is breaking out, um, giving a good show as well. This is taking a bow. So this is acting, and there's a Leo energy here really close by with the sun. So this is getting into any kind of performance arts of any kind. People might see that as being like there might be a little bit of conflict or competition in terms of who gets what. Um, and so, or maybe there's some bad publicity or something, but then there's a lot of attention that's gathered by the sun, and the right next to the house of reputation with this the Seven of Cups, um, which is shining a light on a situation, and it's flashy and it's fun, and maybe not, people don't think it's deep, but there's more to it. There's something hidden beneath the surface. So maybe what you thought a career was like, really it isn't like that underneath. It might be even better, or it might be not as what you expected. There are, you might get a lot of attention in your career, and there might be a lot of love offers because of that, and not all of them are written or paved in gold. Opportunities that are, maybe some of them are tricky and some of them are really good. You just don't know until you get the clarity. So the clarity comes in, and you see things for what they are, and you get information from that. Someone might be a little bit immature in how they communicate about something that they desire, they want, or this might be some sort of creative thing where you create toys for children, or some kind of some kind of you do a movie, like you make a kids movie, or you write a child's book, or a children's book, or you do artwork for children's books. An associate or a friend's child or kid might come into play. You might be communicating with them more and asking them what their opinion is on something that you're working on. You might take your friends' kids to the movies, and you guys have a good time. It could be a partner's child as well from a previous relationship. You might have not known that they had a child, and they bring them to the date, and you guys go see a kids movie. There is this managing and being a powerful leader coming through here. So maybe discipline and structure needed for someone, or there's this kind of the King of Wands is a master manifester. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to go and make it happen for himself. So there's a very go-getter thing, but also he's learned that he's mastered manifestation from the point where he doesn't have to do much. He does the minimal amount of physical labor because he's getting older, right? He does the minimal amount of physical labor in order to get the greatest output or achievement on his path to manifestation. So he is able to develop a form, a specific physical position, a creative process in order to get the results that he wants each time. The same perfect results each time. He's got a method to his manifestation by now. So I just feel like there's some sort of factory or production, or there is getting clear up on some blueprint of something, because some information comes to you that allows you to be able to create something with ease, and manifest something with ease here. And that can go into many different aspects of your life. However, this card placement with the King of Wands is in the 12th house, and the 12th house is something that we cannot control. So it's trying to manage uncontrolled and create a controlled environment out of something that is not controllable, or there is like some sort of institution kind of vibes where there's a correctional officer or some sort of um, juvenile detention officer, or there's this kind of being having to create a space where something is a controlled environment in order to keep outside influence from interfering with this. So there is this kind of I also see like a fair or a carnival. I see a fair or a carnival because I have the sun here, so it's like country, and then there's all these rides and these curiosity things, curiosity vans or whatever, and then there's people throwing or playing games where they can throw things into cups or shoot things or dart things and win prizes. And there's this kind of clownish looking jester character holding something saying, come and try this. Or so there could be a trip to some sort of event like that. You might go on vacation or go to a carnival of some kind or a fair. Some controlled environment. That's so funny. Maybe in production of whatever you're doing, whatever you're creating, there's something that happens that you're like, oh man, I really wish that wouldn't happen. It kind of ruins the whole prototype or the whole. And there's something about that you're like, I figured out a way to kind of keep out this from happening so that this can take place first. And then that way there's an influence. That's what it is. It could be an influence. Trying to bring light to whatever's influencing a situation, or kind of like if you get muddying something up, that like you want to keep something maybe pure, and kind of child friendly. So there might be some sort of editorial that needs to be done in terms of just who's able to see this, um, who's there's access, maybe a reputation for being kind of challenging in some sort of way. Yeah, that's what it is. It's censorship. It's a movie coming out or something, and then the ratings being changed, for example, to appeal to a younger audience, or there is some sort of age restriction on something. Um, you might realize that like a ride is not safe for a child, or there is some sort of um, some alteration to or censorship or restriction to a thing in order to make it more manageable, or make it in order to make it in general, to get approved for the blueprint of making something or producing something. You might have a lot of energy at night, and it might be hard for you to go to bed. So you might be staying up late and watching a lot of movies over the course of this month period. You might just have a lot of energy, and it might come at night more than it does during the day. Maybe a schedule change for you or something. Cancer. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Um, Seems like it's an interesting month with a lot going on, and it doesn't follow just one storyline. So there's definitely like a lot of people having very different experiences, and so they come in a little bit choppy. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in June. Take care.